Imagine being born into a society where you have no job, no skills, no stinger, and your entire life has one purpose. And if you succeed, you die instantly. This is the life of a male honeybee. And honestly, nature did them dirty. When we picture bees, we imagine hardworking insects buzzing from flower to flower collecting nectar. But here's the truth. Almost every bee you've ever seen is female. Worker bees? Female. Guard bees defending the hive? Female. Nurse bees feeding larvae? Female. Builders constructing honeycomb? Female. And the queen, the central figure of the entire colony? Also female. A honeybee hive is a highly efficient, female-run empire where everyone contributes to survival. And then there are the males, called drones. Their resume is alarmingly short. They don't collect nectar, they don't produce honey, they don't clean, they don't defend the hive, they don't even have stingers. If danger arrives, they cannot fight back. In a society built entirely on contribution and efficiency, drones stand out for doing almost nothing. Male bees are born from unfertilized eggs, which means they don't even have fathers. Genetically, they carry only half the chromosomes of worker bees and the queen. From birth, they are biologically simplified. They don't train for hive duties or develop survival skills. Instead, worker bees feed them while they grow larger bodies and enormous compound eyes. Those oversized eyes are not for finding flowers or spotting predators. They exist for one purpose: locating a queen during mating season. Their entire anatomy is designed around a single future moment. All summer long, drones eat, grow, and wait. They fly to specific areas called drone congregation zones, where they hover in anticipation. Their whole existence builds toward one opportunity that statistically most of them will never experience. Once in her life, the queen leaves the hive for a mating flight. She flies high into the sky, sometimes hundreds of feet above the ground. Drones from multiple colonies gather mid-air in what can only be described as chaotic aerial competition. Hundreds, sometimes thousands, chase one queen. There is no courtship, no conversation, no second attempt. Only speed, strength, and timing matter. If a drone successfully mates with the queen, he fulfills his entire life's purpose in that instant. And immediately afterward, he dies. During mating, his reproductive organ detaches from his body and remains with the queen. The drone falls lifeless from the sky. No recovery, no future. Just sudden biological termination. And here's the brutal truth. Most drones never even get that chance. They spend weeks flying and waiting, only for mating season to end without success. When mating season ends and winter approaches, the colony shifts into survival mode. Food becomes scarce. Efficiency becomes critical. Worker bees stop feeding drones because drones do not gather nectar and cannot contribute to food storage. What happens next is known as drone eviction. Workers physically drag the drones to the entrance of the hive and push them outside. Once removed, they are not allowed back in. Drones cannot forage properly. They cannot survive cold temperatures alone. They slowly starve. There are no elderly male bees. No experienced elder drones passing down wisdom. A drone's life ends either in mid-air after mating or outside the hive during winter. As harsh as this system seems, it serves a purpose. Drones provide genetic diversity. When a queen mates with multiple males from different colonies, she stores their sperm and uses it for years to fertilize eggs. This genetic mixing strengthens the colony, improves disease resistance, and increases long-term survival. Without drones, there would be no variation. Without variation, colonies would weaken. Nature does not prioritize fairness. It prioritizes survival and efficiency. In that equation, drones are temporary but necessary. They are biological delivery systems designed for one task. Once that task is complete or no longer needed, the system moves on without them. So the next time you see a bee peacefully buzzing between flowers, take a second to appreciate what you're actually looking at. That's probably a hard-working female running logistics, agriculture, construction, childcare, and national defense all at once. A tiny flying CEO with 0 complaints and a full production schedule. And somewhere in that hive's past, a male bee lived a very different story. He was born, fed for free, grew big eyes, waited all summer for one opportunity, flew into the sky with hundreds of competitors, and either achieved his life goal for about 3 seconds before instantly shutting down, or got escorted out of the hive during winter like, budget cuts, sorry. There are no retired male bees, no back in my day speeches, no elder drone giving motivational talks to young larvae. Just one mission, one moment, and that's it. It sounds brutal. It sounds unfair. But in nature, fairness isn't part of the contract. Efficiency is. Survival is. And in the grand evolutionary system, drones are temporary but necessary players in something much bigger than themselves. And if you thought this was harsh, wait until you hear about the male praying mantis, or the anglerfish, or the spider that doesn't even make it past dinner. Nature has some very interesting ideas about romance. So, if you enjoy strange, slightly dark, and oddly hilarious animal stories like this, stick around, because the animal kingdom, it only gets weirder from here.